Congratulations, Indonesia.
Yeah, Independence Day, yesterday. We missed it by 1 day.
Yeah.
Well, we decided not to record yesterday because we normally don't record on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
79th anniversary of independence.
Yeah.
The big 80 is coming up next year.
1 year more and then...
Next year.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still 21 more years, though, to the Golden Indonesia 2040.
Golden Indonesia, yeah.
That's a program that has been running for over a decade now, and that basically means that Indonesia should be a prosperous country.
Should be.
100 years after independence. So,
yeah,
see.
You should say that.
It's still a long time, but we'll see. Yeah,
exactly.
Length of time.
And this year marks the first time that the main celebration of Indonesia's Independence Day from the Dutch in 1945. Although the Dutch had quite a lot of difficulty with actually letting go, withdrew in 1949. So 4 years they fought.
Yep.
You know how that happened. And after some more war and conflict, euphemistically called police actions, where they were in fact just a special military operation that failed miserably.
Yep.
And it's held in the journal capital of Nusantara.
Yes, that's over Kalimantan, out to the north.
Will it ever be finished? It takes such a long time.
They're working on it.
They are working on it for a long time, but they promised it would be finished actually next year. They promised that 3 years ago. And
they have been building for 5 years now, roughly, but not everything is completed. Drinking water access was only available a few weeks ago.
I see.
And the initial guest list of 8,000 people was cut back to only 1,300 because there was no accommodation and there was no transport available. They had to rent buses and cars.
Yeah,
and
have to walk. Yeah,
there was not enough food to brought in.
Yeah.
No restaurants or whatever to make it possible for all the guests. So
so they didn't plan it in a correct way to manage that yet.
They should have probably waited another year.
Yeah.
But for the big 80, but Jokowi won't be president anymore.
No.
Oh,
yeah. In October it will be changed by Prabowo. Yeah.
Yep.
October he's officially entering the presidential start. Nusantara isn't the second city that's the capital of Indonesia, though. Exactly during the brutal Dutch repression of Indonesia, the Dutch again, efforts to become independent, the capital was moved to Yogyakarta after the Dutch occupied Jakarta on January 4th, 1946. On 19 December 1948, Yogyakarta was captured as well, and the capital was moved to Bukit Tinggi.
Yep.
Bukit Tinggi, what the name? Bukit Tinggi, a small town in the mountains of Sumatra Island.
Well, Bukit Tinggi means high mountain.
Yeah.
And the place is located
in the high mountains.
So they are the mountains. The name checks out.
Yeah.
Then Sukarno and Hatta, and Indonesia's first president and vice president, were captured in Yogyakarta as well when the city fell.
Yeah.
They were exiled to Bangka Island, which is roughly halfway between Jakarta and Singapore, if you take a plane.
Yeah.
It was only in July next year, 1949, that they were freed again. Within a week, the emergency government was dissolved. And on August 17, 1950, oh, that's really... Time flies, but not that fast.
Not 10 years.
Like 1950, it was Jakarta was reinstated as capital again.
Yeah.
That was confirmed later on by two separate laws in 1961 and 1964.
Yeah. Indonesia is the short name for the Republic of Indonesia, just to make it clear, or even the Unitary Republic of Indonesia. Not even going into all the names used during those political actions between 1945 and 1949. That's way too complicated to discuss in such a short podcast like this. But what I want to say about that, basically, when I was here in 2006, there was an issue about the Independence Day. Holland said it was independent 1949, and Indonesia said 1945, and I experienced that in that time, in 2006, I couldn't get a tourist visa to enter Indonesia. Did you experience that?
When was that?
2006. Actually, Minister Bolm that time came here and Balkenende
Yep.
to apologize and actually acknowledge that yes, Indonesia is independent in 45, another 49, and one day later all the Dutch people could get their tourist visa.
Yeah. Something like that happened.
It's very experienced because I was in all of that. I couldn't go back to Indonesia.
Oh, you had to apply for it.
I had to wait.
Or something.
Yeah. So I remember that from.
That was it. That was in the early 2000s indeed.
Yeah.
We were really Dutch. The Netherlands.
You were here at that time, 2006.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I know that there was a difference in acknowledgement of Independence Day year, and eventually Dutch gave up.
Yeah, but you were already here, so you didn't have the hassle for
No, I didn't.
design that time. Yeah.
No, I don't remember. And also, I didn't. That's another fun part. I'm Dutch,
Yeah.
but I never had to apply for a visa at the Indonesian embassy in the Netherlands.
Okay.
I've never been there in my whole life.
Yeah, but how did you go here then? Just a tourist visa on arrival?
Tourist visa on arrival, or I applied for one in Kuala Lumpur or Singapore.
I see. It's faster also.
It's faster and cheaper, of course. You don't fly back.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it in Holland many times.
Yeah.
It's just around the corner in The Hague.
Yes.
Yeah, I could just walk there and just wait, and then it's done. And you can do it with an agent, but it's not necessary.
Yeah.
You know, so Ubud main market up in smoke, man.
Down. Yesterday.
It was yesterday. So back to the daily grind. On Indonesia Independence Day, we're recording this the day after today. The main market of Ubud on a resort island of Bali caught fire.
Yep.
While there are numerous clips in which thick black smoke can be seen, there are no flames, suggesting the fire was deep inside the market already.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this busy tourist destination mostly sells handicraft items made from natural materials, textiles, and clothing. The things that burn easily normally are fast. Yeah. There's also a produce section, but that's outside, on the outside of the building. So, at the moment of the moment of recording of this video clip, it's not known what the total damage is.
Yeah.
But you might assume the market is closed for the time being. So,
100%.
if you have plans to go there, you might want to skip that for it.
Keep the market because there's nothing there right now. Or
The ships are closed.
yeah, they're all closed and I don't know how long it will take, but it will take a week or so, I think, to investigate all the damage and if it will open again. I ever been there a while ago.
Yeah.
In 2009 or 10.
Yeah, they built a new building after your visit and before my last visit.
I haven't seen that.
That's a really nice building, new big building, bigger. Accommodating for all tourists, of course.
At that time, there was indeed a lot of handicraft, mostly handicraft.
It's like everywhere, right? Outside.
And batik, of course, like we have now. We always have batik. Now, one time you didn't have batik, so
Yeah, I'm sorry.
but now you get it back. So
Sometimes I forget it.
dealing with motorcycle thieves, as there are over 125 million motorcycles registered.
Crazy.
Yeah, and 125 non-registered. Maybe more. Theft of said vehicles is a popular way to spend some time and earn some not very honest money, as we talked about 2 episodes ago. Where most motorcycle theft cases are carried out in less than minutes and are successful. Not every thief is that, fortunately.
Every once in a while, they get caught by the local neighborhood watch, the Inmas, as we call it, it's Pelindungan Masyarakat, or simply by residents that manage to get into action quickly and close the neighborhood gates available. If you see those clips, that's kind of funny. Those thieves will praise themselves lucky that they have received a beating from said people, as it can get much worse.
Yeah, they're very lucky. They could have died.
Absolutely. We'll come to that shortly.
Yeah, sure. That's next. The following clip shows the aftermath of what the local police in South Tangerang where I am now. It calls a measured response after a suspected motorcycle thief tried to flee the scene while brandishing a pew.
Because that's a bad word. So we have to
delete it, maybe.
Now, pew is good. The already deceased perp or victim was brought to the local police hospital, but only to be declared dead on arrival. The person was found to have a range on him as well, most likely used to break open locks or locks of motorcycles. I wrote or. See, it should be off.
Yeah, but that's Where deadly police shootings are pretty rare in Indonesia, they are relatively often related to narcotics, busts where suspects try to flee as smuggling of said illegal substances carried punishments up to death. The death penalty, something that might be avoided by fleeing the scene to disappear forever. If you can run faster than a small projectile coming for your ass, basically.
You did not see that coming.
No, I didn't see it coming. Yeah, you feel it coming eventually.
No, we were really. This is a serious topic, though. But
yeah, it is serious. But narcotics. Yeah, they're very heavy on the penalties here.
Don't take the risk, people. Don't take the risk. Don't do it.
Don't do it. So I'm not saying smoke marijuana here. You should never use any kind of drugs.
Never. Don't hang any either.
Yeah, exactly. Don't bring them. Don't sell it. Your life is gone. Basically, it's over.
Absolutely.
Right? So if you want to live, don't do that in Indonesia.
Yep. There's an image on the screen now. I'll post that. That was posted by the Pusat Vulkanologi dan Mitigasi Bencana Geologi, also known as PVMBG, which is Indonesia's Volcanologic Geological Disaster Mitigation Center. That's a pretty long word.
Long word, yeah.
Which is just as a mouthful as its Indonesian name indeed.
Yeah, where motorcycle thieves are the problem, because they steal people's stuff. There are worse people around, namely those that steal equipment used to observe volcanic activity. Last week, equipment on the slopes of the very active Mount Semeru volcano in East Java was stolen. The equipment went offline on July 31st.
When confirmed by staff, it showed that 4 batteries, 2 solar panels and 1 regulator were stolen from the site. The perimeter fence was also damaged and the emergency bunker was broken into as well. The case has been reported to local police, but there is little hope that the equipment will ever be returned.
I don't think it will be.
No, neither.
As you can imagine, stealing equipment that's used to observe an active volcano, Mount Semeru is currently in a state of almost constant small eruptions. It's pretty low on the honor scale among thieves, if you ask me. It could endanger the lives of many thousands of people living on the slope of the volcano in case of a bigger eruption. So yeah, it's just abusing the chance to investigate activity of the volcano.
Also, people don't do this as well.
No, don't do this.
This is so terrible. I think it was this happens frequently here.
Yeah.
And I think it was last year in Sumatra. I might be able to find the news article about it. If not, you just have to believe me. They stole tsunami warning equipment.
Oh yeah.
Of a buoy, offshore.
Yeah.
So that's a few kilometers out in sea.
One kind of chances they take to steal anything.
It's risking people's lives because if there is a tsunami and it's not reported on time.
Yeah.
Well, people die.
Yeah, of course. Many of them, they take the chance of anything they can get their hands on.
It's all about
behavior, basically.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I have always wondered why this happens. During a heavy rainstorm, just south of Jakarta earlier this month, the bridge managed to get completely flooded. It happened many times, but this time it was really...
this was something different.
Of course, yeah. Causing problems for the traffic, as usual. It seems to be about 20 to 25 centimeters of standing water on the bridge. But why would this happen?
It is possibly a design flaw where proper drainage was not included in it at all. It's a bridge, so the water can simply run off anyway, but especially because this bridge was a river crossing.
Yeah.
So, really weird. But this bridge in the village of Wanahedang might have more than one problem at the ends, as it also has sidings made from concrete. And in the video you can see there is no open spaces between the concrete where the water can drain.
Yeah. So now that's obviously a problem that
Yeah.
everybody can see. So if we take a look at some Google Street View imagery of the bridge, you notice that it's not in the best condition. But the main problem seems to be is that the drainage was indeed never thought of. They just did it anyway. It could be even worse though. All drainage outlets could also be completely clogged with debris collected over years of heavy use of the bridge and never cleaned, basically.
Yet, no maintenance. Yeah. This could have been avoided by a little maintenance.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Or in the worst case scenario, by just creating new drainage outlets.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I mean, let's see what then will happen. But come on, man, you make a drainage system and you just have a lack of energy or laziness or you just don't want to do it.
Why build a bridge over the river and your bridge gets flooded instead of the river below?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on, man. I mean,
It's not that
like children's stuff, but yeah, it happens.
It is what it is.
It's a never-ending battle, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is being fought in Indonesia. It's one against illegal imports of all kinds of products, but it's mainly targeted at textiles and second-hand or used products, clothing, for example. While you can import textiles into Indonesia, there are mechanisms in place to protect the local production of textiles. As for second-hand clothing, you can't officially bring that into the country as it obviously threatens local production.
Yep. Well, the example is batiks.
Batik,
Be local, should not be imported from China.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing against China, but Indonesia makes it better.
Yeah, but it's also not necessary.
No, that's why.
I could hear better.
During a number of random checks in the last weeks, it became known that illegal imports is often related to these products being traded and sold by foreigners as well. This curved regulations by renting storage, but not doing it by the books, with the proper operational permits, for example.
Yeah, exactly. So while this obviously is illegal, the bigger question probably should be how these illegal products end up in Indonesian stores and masses, as customs should be able to stop this, at least for the biggest part.
That's what you have customs for. But
That's what their job is. Therefore, discouraging those illegal importers from actually importing illegally, as there's no money to be made in the first place.
yeah, if your stuff gets raided
Yeah,
10 of 8 out of 10 times,
yeah.
there's no benefit in you doing it, right? But if you only get raided once every 10 times, there's some money to be made.
But what about the other way around?
Well,
I mean, it works two ways, huh?
It works two ways. Locals, and I think that's everywhere in the world, are complaining about the foreigners being the bad ones. It's easier to blame someone else that you don't know
Yeah,
instead of looking at yourself. But Indonesians abroad are also foreigners, right? At least in the mind of
they are.
the country where they live in. So they are not immune from being pointed at when shit hits the fan as well. A popular branch of work for Indonesians that were caught abroad is the drug trade, unfortunately.
yes. In a recent press conference of Indonesia's National Narcotics Agency, BNN, it was announced that they know over 100 Indonesians that are currently detained or imprisoned abroad for various drug-related charges. Commissioner General Martinus Hukum, head of BNN, said that Indonesians sometimes willingly get involved in the trade, making money, of course, as they're promised big amounts of money.
With thousands of kilometers of virtually impossible to guard coastline, Indonesia has to step up enforcement, but also needs to focus on education. It's going to getting to take down an entire international drug syndicate is of course most desired, but is not always possible, let alone instantly.
Yeah. Awareness needs to be increased or even created about random hush jobs being offered to those that have a passport. The promise of a big amount of money once you have flown to a neighboring country should ring a bell straight. straight away, basically. But far too many people aren't known with how international trade of those illegal addictive substances work, of course.
We know how it works, and if it's too good to be true,
Yeah.
it most likely is too good to be true.
But yeah, it also happens more and more that neighboring countries are aware and informs the neighboring country that there's a drug trade or someone got imprisoned or something.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's not a problem limited to Indonesia alone and or Indonesians alone. There are dozens of foreigners from many nationalities in Indonesian jails spending time as convicts as well.
Yeah.
Some of them have been sentenced to death. Executions of these sentences are quite rare in Indonesia, though. The last 4 were executed in 2016, so that's 8 years ago.
Yeah. The last Dutchman executed by firing squad in 2015, well, 1 year before, on the Indonesian islands of Nusa Kambangan. It was An Kim Sui or Tommy Wijaya. Almost 90% of death sentences in Indonesia are drug-related. Indonesia practices unique Asian traditions and rituals that you probably never heard of. Did you heard of all of the...
No, I've scrolled through them and I didn't know them by name.
I didn't know that too. All of them I didn't know the details. So, for example, in Bali, there's a ritual called Matata Bali. The religious ritual of matata or teeth cutting is one of the rituals that must be done by a Balinese Hindu child as a rite of passage to become a child, basically. Matata participants will have their teeth cut up to approximately 2 millimeters, so that's not much.
No, but still.
But still, yeah, the idea, not as scary, yeah. Well, yeah, not as scary as the name suggests, basically.
Well,
but I don't want to do it anymore. The teeth that have been cut will then be replaced by all the yellow-brown cloth that will be prayed along with a plate of offerings. That will offer a piece of the teeth. And the purpose of that is basically a passage to adulthood.
I knew that it was a thing, not wine, actually.
Yeah, I've seen it with some people that they have a piece of the teeth off. Yeah, they told me, it's tradition. All right.
Feels uncomfortable. Reading the text, it feels...
Yeah. Better just pull the whole teeth off that. There's another one in West Nusa Tenggara, right? In Lombok, basically. It's called Prasean. In the era of the kingdom of Mataram, the youth of the Sasak tribe in Lombok, West Nusa Tenggara, who wanted to be a soldier, must participate in the Prasean ritual. Prasean or Prisean is a battle between 2 men armed with a rattan stick, which is called pinjalin, and a shield made of thick and hard buffalo skin, ende. The goal of this ritual is a passage to become a soldier.
The buffalo skin, the Indonesian or local word is ende.
Yeah.
But ende is also a town on the island of Flores.
I see.
I think
it must be connected. Yeah.
I think it's the same meaning. Maybe there was buffaloes.
Yeah.
Or humans were having cities there.
Yeah. There's another tradition. It's called Rambu Solo, South Sulawesi, if I say it correctly. Rambu Solo is a local wisdom in the form of a custom funeral ceremony from Toraja tradition in South Sulawesi that requires the family of the deceased to hold a farewell ritual as tribute for the deceased. The ceremony must be made festive, and the family must provide pigs and buffaloes to be slaughtered and distributed to the surrounding residents, and they can eat it, I guess. If you like this video, please comment, please like, and subscribe.
It's free.
It's free. In that order, we can make more content, better content, answer all your questions, and hopefully you will learn something from it.
Yep. Drop them below, please. Questions.